Hey lovely people, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. In this video we're just going to be going over the current list status, the re-signings, the departures, and just where we're at in terms of our overall list look. Obviously yesterday we would have seen, or you would have seen, the announcement of a couple of re-signings there in Cooper Sharman, which was excellent, a couple of years, well deserved. I thought he probably could have been offered more, to be honest. End of 2026. Mason Wood, earlier in the week, 3 years, end of 2027. Dan Butler, 2 years, 2026. And Lance Collard, which is a big vote of confidence for the young lad, 3 years, end of 2027, which I don't mind. Very raw talent, so good to see the club investing in the youth there. There are a couple of other ones that I feel like are done but haven't really been talked about. I think Brad Crouch, he hit a trigger to continue for 1 more year, so end of 2025 is his contract. But the other one is obviously Jimmy Webster as well. So it's still listed here as an unrestricted free agent 2024, but I think if you go back maybe after the Geelong game, I'd like to think, I think it might have been that or even before that, Jimmy Webster, Ross Lyon alluded to the fact that he had been, he's signed on. So I believe that might be another year for Jimmy, end of 2025 there. So the notables that are not signed, or at least not announced for next season, are Ben Patton. His contract is up. Obviously, Cooper Sharman, Dan Butler signed on. The big one, Dougal Howard. So there's been a few whispers of, even last year there was talk of him being shopped around a little bit, or just to see what maybe he would be worth to other clubs. But now, given the fact that we've lost Josh Battle, I think it would be catastrophic if we just let Dougs walk out on us. I'd like to think that we could offer him a couple of years. I thought he was pretty good this year, to be honest. So the fact that it's not announced yet is a little annoying. I don't know if we're letting him kind of roam the market and see what's out there and see if there's anything good enough for us to indulge in a potential deal. But I would imagine we'd sign him on if we haven't already for another couple of years. I think that's pretty big. Jack Hayes, 2024. That's one that I've heard that a couple of clubs might be sniffing around and having a look at Jack Hayes. Obviously, he's only played like the 6 or 7 games in 3 seasons, so very injury prone, hasn't really worked out. So it wouldn't surprise me if he goes over to another club and gets some more opportunities there. Isaac Keeler, 2024. I'd imagine he would stay on. Liam Stocker. I think Stocks is signed on for a couple of years from what I've heard. I don't think it's been announced. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe at least a couple of years there for him. Who else we got? Max Heath. Yeah, I would imagine he would be on for another year. Ollie Houghton, the same. I'm feeling like we're not going to announce individual 1-year deals, and they're going to announce them in bulk. So it's going to be like Heath, Houghton, these sort of guys. Keeler, it'll be all the youngsters. One big post, all signed on for 1 more year, or whatever it might be. There's no point doing an individual post for Max Heath saying he's signed on for 1 more year. So I can imagine there might be a couple of them that are done already, and they're waiting for another one to be done, so they can just lump them all into one big announcement. Because, no disrespect, but some of these boys haven't even debuted, or those 3 haven't debuted yet, so you're not going to be posting one post about them like you would with a Cooper Sharman or a Dan Butler. No disrespect. But I can see why the club are holding off there. And the big one, I've said that with a couple of boys, Ronnie Burns, my man, surely he gets 2 years. I think that's what I've heard, 2 years. So I would have given him more, to be honest. He's he's only been in the system 5 years. But if he gets 2 years, that'd be great. I would give him 3, to be honest. And Zach Jones, everyone, it's funny, 8 weeks ago, everyone's saying get rid of him. We need to evolve from Zach Jones, and then he finishes the season with 5 games like that, and you're like, he deserves a year. He deserves a year, Zach Jones. It'd be stiff not to, and you could just imagine, it wouldn't be that hard for the club to offer him a 1-year deal and then just have a clause in there, play 10 or more games, and maybe he gets another deal. But that remains to be seen. Obviously, the current departures are Josh Battle, James Van Es, delisted after 2 seasons Matty Allison after 4 seasons that didn't get a chance to debut. Riley Bonner. Seb Ross, not offered a contract. I don't think he's retiring. I think there might be some interest from other clubs. I think maybe North. So keep an eye on that one. But 13 years, great servant of the club. And Tom Campbell, after 3 seasons of just being an ultimate professional, ultimate clubman. He won the award last year at the BNF. Got to meet him and he was a great guy. So wish him all the best. And then, in terms of other delistings, I don't know if we're completely done yet. Our list is at 38, I believe, 38 players. So there's a bit of room there for us to move in terms of getting players in. That's nowhere near a full list, obviously. And in terms of our draft hand, it is currently at 7, 24, 43, 81, 99, and 117, which obviously they're not all going to be at those exact numbers by the time we get to them. And there'll be a lot of probably number changes, to be honest. 6 is available, 26, 30, 31, 36, and 38. So a couple of kids that we draft, no doubt, are going to get probably those numbers, I'd imagine. So that's kind of where the list is at. Ben Patton is an interesting one. I just don't know if we persist or, if there's maybe just room for a 1-year deal on sort of modest coin. And then the rest I can imagine are being shopped around or, might get 1-year deal. McLennan surely gets another year or 2. Oh, surely he gets a couple of years. He's a young kid. He had a couple of good games. The 1-year deals I get for senior players that are almost wrapping it up and you're just kind of going year on year. But when it's youth like Collard or McLennan or these guys, you invest time and they wouldn't be on big coin anyway. So you just give them the 2 years just to settle. You don't want to have a young player at 19 panicking about next year and what could be beyond that. You give him a couple of years and go to work, and at the end of 2 years we'll reassess and go from there. So that's the list update. Obviously Trade Talk came out yesterday, so check that one out. And all the other videos during the week. Did one on Max King, which was well received, so thanks everyone for the constructive responses. We'll keep them coming. I appreciate all your support, and if anything changes in terms of the list, I will keep you posted as quickly as I can. So take care, Saners. Enjoy the rest of your week, and as always, go you mighty Saners. See you guys.